Toni VanderHeyden is back tonight, the team founder of Sold On Toni, part of Keller Williams Realty Signature. How are you?
Really great. Thanks for having me on again.
You know, it's important to talk about housing market because everyone thinks things that aren't actually true, right? That's why we want to talk about this, and we want to talk about working on a team in real estate too, because you are the team founder.
We are. So I do lead a large team, and the reason why we do that is when I first got into real estate, I could handle everything. And then my name started being passed around. Hey, my brother needs a house, my sister needs to list a house, and I'm like, my gosh, there's a lot of people that need my help. So what we did was we created a team. And as we grew, I would ask an individual, well, what's your favorite thing to do? Would you like to represent sellers or would you like to represent buyers? And it actually comes down to what their behavior style is and what their comfort zone is. And so now we've got 2 listing specialists that are highly competitive because their job is to guard your money. And then I've got 4 buyer specialists, and we go from Illinois into Wisconsin as well. We cover that whole area. And the reason why the buyer specialists are so great is because they love working with people. This is just fun for them. Let's go look at houses, and it's very natural for them to do that. On the listing side, you know, they're, oh no, let's be competitive. I want to save your money and that kind of thing. So it's fun. And then additionally in our operations side is they're highly detailed. So much so that I'm not allowed to touch any of their work because that's not my forte. I'm not really a detail person, but I've hired just wildly detailed individuals that never get the details wrong. And when you're buying and selling, that really is a nice relief, knowing that I'm not in charge of details.
It's so nice to be able to be in the place so that you can hire the people for the jobs they're right for. I feel like there's a lot of people in this world who aren't doing the jobs that they are right for, but you've managed to create your team so everyone's in the right place.
And the great thing is they show up and they call it work, but it's what they like doing every day, right? So no one ever gets stuck doing a job they don't like. And the most important thing is the customer experience is had. They enjoy working with the detail people. They enjoy working with the fun-loving people. They enjoy working with the people that are guarding their money. And they get to have the exact person in each phase.
That's awesome.
So it works out really well.
Yeah, that's good. So, you know, if you call Toni, her whole team is going to fit you right in the right spots for whatever your needs are. So I know you want to talk about interest rates because they've moved a lot, but now they're staying still. Oh, you're going to tell us. I don't know.
We will. The interesting thing is that 7 out of 10 people don't like change. Did you know that?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah, and which is crazy because that's the profession I've chosen is moving people, and that's huge changes. So I'm very sensitive to that, and I think that's one thing that we've run into with these interest rates changing because over the last, and I actually gave you a little slide on this, over the last 50 years, the average interest rate is 7%.
Okay.
Right? And that's about where we are right now. 6-7%, right in that range. And that's really where we are. So if you take a look over the last 50 years, for example, Michelle, in your lifetime, you're never going to see 2.5% and 3%. Right? I think you're going to have to be either 5 years old or maybe 10 years old that in your lifetime you might see that 2.5-3%. So what we're finding is a lot of buyers are saying, gosh, I want to wait until it goes back down. Well, if you look on the last 50 years, that is your average right now. It's right there between 6 and 7% there. So what are you going to be waiting for, right? So people who do not like change and would rather see those low interest rates, you will not be on the face of the earth when that goes back to that time. And what the government has done is they've regulated the interest rates so that it helps the economy, of course, right? And it's a good thing, right? But I just don't want people to be waiting for those interest rates to go back to that 3% because you will not be buying a house if that's what you're waiting for.
Yeah, and I mean, if you look at that whole graph too, at least it's not 16%.
It isn't. And my first house I bought in 1986, so it was like 12-13%. So 7%, I'm like, come on, guys. This is the new normal, right? It's not going to go back. So yeah, I understand that you don't like change, but please look at the, you know, I always say the path is in the math. The math says we're not going back there. So if you need to upsize because your family's growing, if you need to downsize and release that 3% interest rate on your house,
Sure.
guess what? It's not going to change.
Yeah.
It just isn't. So
all
all that and
do
more,
it.
we can coach people as far as how this market affects them specifically.
Yeah, so give Toni a call. Her team, like we said, will fit you exactly where you need to be with them, and they'll get you what you need, whether it's to sell your house or to buy your house. Thanks so much for coming.
There you go. Thanks so much.
Coming up next, how you can help the Rockford Park District create a new indoor equestrian center, and then we're air frying donuts with Laura from Marshmallows Help. We'll be right back.